Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Along the Spiritual Journey. So, what is the point of all of this? That is the question that I think most people ask when it comes to spirituality. And to me, it's about your default. What is your default personality? What is your default go to emotion when you understand how the world works, your emotions, thoughts? How do you process? The point for me of spirituality, when you see people who are positive and we're like, why are they so positive? And most people who come into spirituality, they think it's about being positive all the time. That's not it. Spirituality is about getting to a place of clearing out all, or at least as most of you can, past trauma, because you're never going to get rid of all of it. But the point is so that you don't get triggered by it. So when you do the work, when you go through that list of all the things that pissed you off as a kid or you didn't feel you deserved, and the things that you went through as you went through this process of evolving, you get to go back and say, okay, that no longer makes me upset. So now I'm not as cynical. This no longer makes me sad. So now I'm not as depressed. This no longer makes me feel stagnant. So now I don't feel like I don't have a purpose. I understand that I create my purpose, right? And then I go after it. The default then becomes happy. You can't help but be happy because you recognize all the things that are happening around you that used to bother you that no longer bother you because you realize I can't change that. There are things that I can change about me so that I am not affecting that or being a part of that. There are things about my environment that I can change and educate others and hopefully let them choose a different path so that they don't choose something that makes them feel stuck or negative. But at the end of the day, being a negative thought minded person and a positive thought minded person is still a thought and a discipline, right? You have to think it first and then you process it through your feelings. Your feelings are always going to be there. But for you to think negative first versus thinking positive first, this is where we're talking about consciousness and subconscious. If your subconscious mind default is negative, its first thought is going to be negative, right? I'm not saying it's the first process, or I'm not saying it's the first catalyst that gets the process going. The catalyst is the emotion. It's always sitting there waiting to be ignited, right? But the main thing is that when you start recognizing that the catalyst itself is only fueled by anger, that's when you want to ask yourself why. Why is this affecting me so much that I feel that I need to be angry this much all the time? And so now I look at the world and others and how I interact with emotions differently. Through the spiritual journey, if you do it correctly, because there is a correct way and a wrong way, sorry to say it. Most people say, no, there's not. Just yeah, there is. Because if you are sitting by yourself, even if you are doing all the work on the outside and you're praying and meditating and cleaning up your physical life and watching what you eat and watching what you drink and how you treat others, great. How do you treat yourself by yourself when you're alone? Because that's the other part of the spiritual journey. If you're still mad and bitter and putting on an act for everyone else, you're not healed, baby. And anything that you're putting out to the world is still a mere reflection of your unhealedness. And you're going to call in unhealed energies, unhealed people, and unhealed interactions. It's just how it goes. When you are healed, and I'm not saying that no one's incapable of healing, but I'm saying when you get to, and I know some people don't like this word, but get over it. When you heal, you don't feel aggravated by things that don't matter. Like a word is a word, its intent is its intent. If it's applied to you, it's applied to you. If it's not, it's not. But being upset and then wanting to change the energy of every word so that it fits someone's understanding of the world makes no sense to me. Words are there because they're there. Use them, utilize them, apply them how you want. If the definition doesn't fit, then go and figure out why or bypass it and say it doesn't belong to me. But don't hold on to it and then use it as a weapon or a tool against yourself and others. This is what negative energy is. I meet a lot of people who do it all the time. Well, you know what? I'd rather be petty and I'd rather be nice than right and all this stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna tell the truth because that's one of those statements. I'd rather be nice than right. I would rather speak the truth because even if I am being kind and saying the truth to the best of my ability, if someone else has a negative mindset, all they're going to hear is me being mean, right? So I'm not going to try to be nice just so you don't have to understand that something, what is right and wrong. Wrong is pushing your energy onto someone to make them feel bad because you feel bad. Right is understanding that you feel bad. Process it. And if you want to talk to someone, talk to them, empathize, let them be there for you the way they can be or want to be. Don't have assumptions and expectations. That's how you get your feelings hurt. This is why I say when you choose to be negative, no matter what happens, you're going to only see negative outlooks, only negative outcomes. If you're a positive person, even if it's a negative situation, you're going to see the lesson learned and the positive outcome that can come from it because you've learned and now you have wisdom to apply. This is a state of being, a state of mind. This is why I say it's a discipline and a practice. It's not you go into spirituality and all of a sudden you're just happy. That's not how this works. Sorry to tell you. What happens is you learn how to process energies that don't belong to you, and then you decide, do I want it to belong to me? And if you decide you want it to belong to you, then yes, you're going to have to process all of that energy that every other ancestor has learned how to process and deal with, and then decide, okay, I like this energy or I don't like this energy. That's how it works. No one has to be happy all the time. No one has, I'm not saying people can't be upset and sad and mean mug. If that is your masking coping or mechanism to deal with the world, so be it. But you're still going to energetically be playing the negativity game. And that's why good people call it negative energy and then they wonder why. You can't play the negativity game if you're going to be positive. If you're going to be a positive person, you're going to have to deal with the backlash of people not thinking you're being genuine, people thinking you're being fake, people not wanting to interact with you because they think that all you think is life is about butterflies and sunshine. So be it. Those are people who are still dealing with their darkness and your light is too bright for them to see. So do not dim your light in order for other people to digest you better. Don't do that, okay? It doesn't make sense. This journey is a personal journey. Don't matter how many people tell you, I am no different than anyone else. You do not have to take what I'm saying and apply it to your life. But I want you to remember, anything you do by yourself when no one is watching is the spirit work. And then when you walk out into the regular world and you just keep existing in your spirit work without letting the outside distractions stop you or push you off your path or distract you from your journey, then you won. That's the energy of positivity. That's it. Positivity just means I see you, you see me, I see what you've been through, I see what you're going through. Do I care to walk through it with you or do I care to just observe you? That's a choice, right? Because for me to reserve my positive energy, I have to say, do I want to interact with this negative person? Even if I tell them life is what it is and you got to keep trying and try to do all the positivity talk I can. If that person's not ready to receive it, they're not going to receive it and they're not going to apply it. So keep being who you want to be. But if you are going to be positive, you cannot let others get to you. That is the number one rule of positivity. You cannot let others get to you. People will get to you, but it's holding it enough on the inside that you know how to hold space for their negativity, that you can transmute and that you can alchemize that energy and say, you know what, I wish you the best day that you deserve. Okay? Because that's all you can send them away with. If they are wanting to be bad or wanting to be annoying or wanting to be upset, I wish you the best day that you deserve. Because in that moment, you are taking that energy and giving it right back to them politely and saying, that's for you to process, my love. Deuces. I hope that makes sense. Love you guys.